Well, hey there. I just opened a couple of my art journal pages. One already had some blue paint in the background. And here we're just going to get started on creating a couple of art journal pages simultaneously. So here you can just see I'm going to just start having fun grabbing colors, not putting any thought into these first layers. We're just going to lay down some paint, some spray paint, and start layering.
I took the collage papers that are free for signing up for my insider list, and I took them and printed them on tracing paper. So they're kind of see-through and they kind of give that crinkly sound, which is nice, a little bit of different texture. So I thought these were going to be fun to print. And I had mentioned on my free video where I made an art journal page with you guys using the collage papers that I had mine printed at Staples and picked them up just so I could have really good set ink that was fully cured, so that way I could put all kinds of mediums on it. So now, since I did paint these on tracing paper with my laser printer, I went ahead and I sprayed the tops of these with a fixative, with a light varnish. So the ink should be pretty well protected. I probably shouldn't go too crazy with a wet medium over on top, but we'll see how it works. I love that. That's so pretty. Look how pretty that blue is, and then look how it intensifies into a really gorgeous turquoise with that green behind it. So I definitely want to keep this over here. Look how pretty that is. It looks so cool. And then you got the hints of black. And then, of course, with the light yellow over the pink gives it a orangey, peachy feel. Oh, that's so pretty. Maybe we'll do something darker like this over this. Maybe we'll leave that black above there. That's getting a little too pastel-y colors over there. I need to edge that up more. We're definitely going to go black, maybe even some regular collage paper. This is a little too light and fluffy for me, if you will. What do I want to do to mix this up a bit? Let's see what other collage papers I have over here. Got some leftover palettes. Ooh, look at that. Maybe that. That looks fun. Let's do some of that. And that for sure. Maybe we should just go ahead and add some color, some other paint to the back of it, because I am not liking this color background. Or we could just cover it all in collage paper. How about we do that? Let's do that. We're going to cover it all in collage paper. I'm going to grab a couple more pieces of collage paper. Let's just collage a lot of stuff on it and just go crazy with collage on that one, and then just do bits and pieces on the smaller one. This right here, these are pieces of poster that I picked up from the ground of Amsterdam. So this is pretty cool. These are the actual posters too, so I am using actual pieces of the posters. A big part of them I've kept intact and have taken pictures for you guys and for myself to use over and over in our journals. But and some of them I did tear up and have used in some original art, but there's big portions that I have saved that I probably will continue to save and hoard a little bit, but that's okay. That's why you take pictures and scans and copies, and you can keep using them over and over and over. Is in Dutch, these words and letters, so I don't even mind showing it, even though you can't really see any of the words anyways, so it just looks like regular letters. But you guys know the trick. If you really don't want attention drawn, or you don't want people trying to read the letters because that's not really your focal point, all you got to do is turn it upside down. Then people aren't really looking at it to read or try to get a message from that. That's not what you meant for it. You just meant because you like the font, you like the look, you like the color, whatever, you're layering. And I think you can tell this is peeled posters, people, because this is the real deal, people, because look at this. We're going to go ahead and peel this off and see what happens. Let's see what's under there. All right, you know what? We're going to keep that right there because that looks cool. See, we're already making this this baby pink and baby blue look good, aren't we? And see, I want this other one peeled off. This was multiple layers of poster that finally gave up trying to be adhered to the wall in Amsterdam and fell on the ground and was getting kicked around, and you could tell it was going to be picked up eventually. It was in the row of the market with tulips. And I walked by it and I'm like, am I going to be that person that picks this up off the ground and puts it into my big purse that I brought literally to find posters off the wall? I was like, yes, I am going to be that person. Yes, I am. When you're an artist, you just give up all shame and you don't care about judgment, and you just pick it up and you put it in your purse and you walk on. So I did, and I have loved having it. It was just such a treasure to come home to. I did pour out a matte medium. I was using a matte medium, but sometimes, I don't know, I just want to grab a glue stick and go. I don't know. And also, there is still, this is going to sound gross, but there's still some of this paint from this is original poster, still kind of comes off sometimes. So knowing that already, I knew I was going to grab a glue stick for this. I thought I was going to use a matte medium for these ones that were printed on tracing paper. But you know what? The glue stick ended up working just fine. And sometimes I know it seems a little messy, but for me, sometimes I don't want to cover the front with matte medium and all that. So sometimes I just want to grab a glue stick and go. I don't know. I use everything from Yes Paste to matte medium that I poured out there. But lately, really, I have been using just glue stick a lot. It dries clear. I don't know. I can just... And then when I do use this, though, the brayer to roll it down, I do make sure I take a wet light bone and clean off that any kind of paint, but especially any kind of residue left from that glue that it may have picked up from laying that down. I don't want this messing up. I have like 3 brayers that are completely they're so layered up with paint and gunk. But this is a fairly new one for me, so I am trying to keep it clean for a little while. Okay. Like that. And this is another, you can tell this was the under part of a poster that got really faded. Let's go ahead and put this on. Maybe I'll use a matte medium for this one. It's kind of thin, so we'll use a matte medium for this one. Doesn't need much. It's really thin. And a little bit of overlaying, laying it over, a little bit of overlapping. Never hurt anybody. I don't want that there. Now we're really breaking up that light pastel color in the back, and I am here for it. It looks good. Looks good, looks good, looks good. It's a little thicker, so I'm just going to go ahead and use my glue stick. And these are leftover palettes, so you really get the texture because it's really dried paint there on top of that. So we're mixing that with actual photocopies on tracing paper, with the real poster, with actual paint and marks on paper, and leftover paper palettes. This is from a magazine, these florals, poster. So we've got a good mix of juicy bits here. Let's just go ahead. I want to cover up about probably 80 to 90% of this. I want covered up. I'm going to start adding a little bit, just some swipes of paint, because now I'm starting to overthink things a little bit, and we're not even close to being done. So like when I start getting where I'm overthinking the first layers of collage, then I'm getting in my brain too much, and I need to just, I need to loosen up. I need to swipe some paint and maybe grab some Stabilo and do some movement.
All right, here's where I'm going to loosen up with some Stabilo and just kind of get out of my head a little bit. Also, right about here is where my phone stopped recording. But let's go ahead and skip over a couple days where I had added quite a bit of dry brushing. I knocked a lot of areas back. I added some other fun colors. And now we're going to bring it all together with a focal point and call these journal pages done. Here we go. I love them how it is. They're really fun pages. You can tell I lost myself in it and had a lot of fun. But I saw a little magazine image of this girl with balloons that I cut out, and some old craft paper that I had put some stenciling on the journey destination that I thought maybe we'll just go ahead and kind of bring this all together and add these focal points to this page. I'll maybe do something with that later. Yeah, maybe that looks pretty cool. I don't mind covering that up. I don't want to cover those words or those letters up. I kind of like her on the right. I kind of like it like that. We're gonna do that, and then we're gonna call this page done. Love it. All right, let's go. And this is a Stabilo, so I believe this is water soluble. I'm pretty sure it is. This is a Stabilo all, and we're going to take a little bit of water and a small brush and kind of bleed this shadowing out a little bit. I'll show you here in a second. I'm just kind of making some loose outline. Nothing crazy, just kind of make her pop a little bit, but she's pretty colorful and my background's pretty colorful, which, if you know me, you guys know I like a lot of color. Yeah, that definitely smears that Stabilo. I'm just kind of bleed it out a little bit. It darkens it a little bit. You can do this with graphite, paint, anything just to outline it, kind of make it pop a little bit more. Now I'm just kind of even, letting it blow out some and not even being just a straight line, just kind of letting it be a little shadow and just kind of making it a little messy. Just fine with me. Got a little bit on her face. We'll wipe it off there because it's still wet. gonna call this done. This is a really, really fun page.